Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, welcome to another episode of Scratch. You know what? No. Welcome to another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. Usually somebody would be sitting to my left and right, but today things have changed. One of my co-hosts has COVID. The other one had better things to do. I'll let you decide who's who. But there's no fret there. We got somebody to sub in. I want to call him my best friend. It's more like my brother from another mother. Kilo in the building.
Welcome. Shout out to Dre and Beeson. Be well.
Well, y'all. Anyways, this is 94 Feet presents Flag on the Look and Play. Usually, we talk about basketball here, what's going on in these streets and the basketball world, NBA. But today we try to switch it up. Wild card weekend on top of basketball, but it's wild card weekend. It's the beginning of the playoffs.
We're going to talk a little football?
We're going to talk a little football.
All right, man, I'm excited. I know basketball, but I know football.
I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yesterday, so it was the start of wild card weekend. First, we had the Browns and the Texans. The Texans beat the brakes off the Cleveland Browns 45-14.
Okay. Before we get into that, bro,
Uh-huh.
I think the people here know. I think the audience knows.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just kind of, what's your favorite team?
My favorite team is the Dallas Cowboys.
But you live in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you are aware of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a pretty good team in Wisconsin.
Everybody has their opinions. Pretty good team.
We beating y'all. I mean, we're not gonna bring up the game. We're not gonna bring up the game.
Can we wait to get there? I mean, it's too early. I just want to put that out there. It's too early.
Early become late, man.
Yeah.
Then ask the Browns that it was still early up until those back-to-back pick sixes.
What? I mean, let me ask you this question: did you have the Texans in this matchup?
Not at all. I mean, me and you done talked about this. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of CJ Stroud. I'm watching what he's doing. I like the confidence. I definitely like the poise. But just me, I look at him. He a rookie. I don't like all the praise, all the accolades he getting, man. You got to prove something to me. You got to do something. You got to do some longevity. You got to do it for more than one season. I mean, you look at quarterbacks, RG3. The list just goes on. Guys who come in the league hot that first year, you get some game film on them, and then that second year, that sophomore slump, it hit real bad. So I'm not quite ready to crown CJ Stroud like the second coming of Mike Vick or even Lamar Jackson. I guess they to me they got a similar type of play style. But I did watch the game. Shout out to CJ Stroud, and of course shout out to DeMeco Ryans. When you got that black on black tandem, you kind of got to root for them by default. But I like the Browns, man. I like Joe Flacco. I like the story.
I like Big Joe.
I do, man. I like Cool Joe, man. I like the swag, man. And I was sad to see it end like that for him. So, yeah, I really didn't think it was gonna go like that, though. Not a complete blowout like that.
I didn't think it was gonna go like that either. I thought it was gonna go back and forth. I think like the first couple plays, it went back and forth for a little bit. All of a sudden, they just blew them out the water. And it turned into a 20-point swing. I mean, at halftime, it was 24-14. I was like, okay, it can't get no worse than this. And then turn around, 2 pick sixes later, they looking at the final score. Joe Flacco looking like this is why I'm not in the league now. And
I hate that, man.
I don't like, to me, it was the Browns being the Browns.
Nah, man. I hate to say that, man. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say that it looks like that's the case, man, but I hate to say that. You also got to keep in mind too, man, for as good as Joe Flacco was, which is no excuse, he was they like fifth quarterback. So
that is true. That is true.
It's not like and the majority of their salary cap was still injured. So, I think if everybody would have been healthy, I want to say if maybe Deshaun Watson could have made a difference, but yeah, man, I hate to see it end like that for Joe.
I mean, I think like the 2 interceptions, if they weren't 2 pick sixes, it wouldn't have been that bad of a situation. But because it was back-to-back pick sixes,
that's put them too far in the hole.
Yeah, and it was just too far in the hole, and then for them to just not score no points for like 3/4, it was just it was, and then he was getting no pressure. I will say this: the first time they played, Joe Flacco was a quarterback for that game. A couple of Houston defensive players, they defensive rookie Will Anderson Jr., him, and I forgot the other defensive end, but those guys didn't play. I guess they made the difference because he was getting pressure constantly, and then they didn't even really get to run the ball. And the defensive team is supposed to be the Browns. That's their thing.
They got number one defense in the league.
Exactly. So for them to lose 40. Then they let Houston put up 45 points. I was just very, very disappointed. But then again, that's the Browns just being the Browns. I'm not. When I think when you said you didn't like C.J. Stroud, I was like, oh, man, why you don't like me? Because he's from Ohio State.
Hey, that got something to do with it.
And then I watched him play. This ain't my first time watching him play. It's probably my second time. But I was just like, yeah, I don't like you. and it might have been that Ohio State swag. I just don't like it, and probably because hey, Wisconsin, there you go. So
they stay beating us.
They stay beating us. So I just didn't like it. And then after that game was the Dolphins and Miami Dolphins playing the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas Chiefs beat them 26-7. I think me and you say the same sentiment on this is that I just don't like Kansas City. I don't like Patrick Mahomes. I just don't like him. Him and his frog voice. I just don't like him.
You know what? Like, you remember how people used to say like they didn't like the Patriots because they was winning all the time?
Yeah.
Similar sentiment, man, with Kansas City, man. On paper, like when I look at them, there's nothing wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
I like the team. I like the colors, the logo. Never been to Kansas, but I mean,
it's part of the Midwest.
But it's just the winning, man. I don't know what it is about it. And they so clean with the winning. It's really is no controversy, man. No scandal. It's focused, and even if they look like crap in the regular season, as soon as the playoffs come on, they just shift into a different gear, and it really upsets me every time, man. That's really what it comes down to. And
I feel like with this game though, that it was just everything against Miami. I didn't see them. I didn't think they were going to get blew out like this, but I knew they were going to lose. Cold weather.
They say that, man. These warm weather teams versus these cold weather teams, man. I don't have the stats, man, but I read somewhere it ain't pretty.
Oh, it is.
It's not. When you get a cold, hot, like a warm weather team versus a cold weather team, and they playing in cold weather, it's that warm weather team is definitely fighting an uphill battle. So, and this was no different. I mean, I think you sent me that picture of the beer, man, at the stadium, man. I think they was charging $20 for those beers, and
they was frozen.
That's just crazy, man.
I think
you playing in that.
So it was -7, and then wind chill was making like it felt like
-34. I think that's what it was.
-34. Crazy. I mean, the real winner was Taylor Swift in that jacket. Let's just call it what it is. Okay?
Let's give a moment of silence for that jacket.
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence, bro. Give it. I gotta give it some respect, bro.
That jacket was. I was like, that jacket's slick.
And that's another thing that just upset me, man. It just pisses me off right along with everything else. Besides them winning, you got Taylor Swift swagging it out, and then she was clean with it. She had the black. I think it was like a black turtleneck, or didn't do too much with it. Really showed the jacket off. Mm-hmm. And then what pisses me off even more, man. This was on Peacock, and they just so happened to catch her as she was walking in to show it off, and normally you don't never see nobody else get there. They don't show. They show when Patrick Mahomes get there, maybe show when Andy Reid get there. that's about it, man. Kelsey might get it. Don't nobody else get no type of entrance, but they actually spent 5 seconds showing Taylor Swift and the jacket, slow motion. Yeah, it just pisses me.
And then the funny thing to me was, you're right. All the players got that. Oh, look what he's wearing. Look what he's wearing. Look what he's wearing. They was like, look at Taylor.
Look at what she's wearing.
Nah. I come to find out, I did a little research.
They said it was Nike, so I understand why.
It's jerseys put together. That's not a Nike authentic jacket.
Okay,
it's a customized jacket.
Not yet.
I know, right? Nike, they be like, who made that?
Hey, so I'm not gonna be
the person
surprised,
who made
man.
it was the wife of another NFL player.
Okay,
and she did that. She actually, her husband plays for the San Francisco 49ers, and she's been making them custom stuff. I think Debo Samuels came out with like a custom San Francisco 49ers vest. Her husband she came out with a custom 49ers jacket like that Kansas City one.
Okay,
but I guess Taylor Swift people seen it, was like, we want that, and she was like, I got you.
How much you think she paid for it?
What do you mean nothing?
You think it was free?
What?
Hold on. I think the wife was like, I'll do it for free. I still think Taylor Swift paid or something.
No.
Bro, you gotta pay
Taylor Swift wearing that jacket.
But she
it's 100,000 people in her DM right now.
So that's $1 million advertisement. Her wearing a jacket.
It's by itself.
She had to pay something for it.
And then on top of that, like you said, it was swagged out.
It was swagged out.
So it was like,
she got about 5 good seconds, man, of her walking in with that jacket.
I'm surprised Roger, the commissioner, didn't tag her up right there. Like, hey, where'd you get that jacket
can
from?
I get one with like all 32 teams on there?
Exactly. So that right there, I was like, that's the real winner of this. Not Kansas City, not Patrick Mahomes. The real winner
was Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, man. Taylor Swift again. It's taking all the spotlight.
If they made like a Cowboys jacket like that, would you wear it?
No.
Man, it's something about her rocking it that gives it a little bit of like femininity to it.
Exactly.
So I feel like a guy can't wear it. And another thing too that was I thought slick. Taylor Swift is tall, man. She like what, like 5'11", 5'10", somewhere around there.
Like 5'10", 5'11",
somewhere around there. But that jacket was a longer jacket, man, which really just took it to that next level. If it had been like a bomber jacket or something like that, I think it would have been cool too. But the fact that it was longer,
it looked big on her.
It was purposely made, to be longer. Kind of like a trench coat almost. And it kind of took it to that next level. So
what did you think of Taylor Swift and her swag surfing?
We got our first flag on the play.
We got our first flag on the play. Flag on the play, Tom? She can't swag surf?
Man, it's funny that you bring that up, dog. I think when you see like, people from different races doing, dances or, things that might belong to another race, man. Me personally, I really don't care as long as you paying it correct homage, man. It don't really bother me. Of course not, man. She don't have that. but that's not her fault though. That's not her fault though, man.
Here's my thing. If Taylor initiated the swag surf, I'd be like, all right, flag on the play. Flag on the play. She didn't initiate it. She participated in the swag. He's like, you want to get in on this? She was like, yeah, I can get on this. And they swagged it out.
For tagging her in.
I assume as a musician that you got to know how to swag sir. You have to.
Nah, bro, not in them circles. Taylor Swift ain't traveling in them circles, man. And it's not at all.
It's not her circle.
And just because Travis Kelce is welcome to the cookout, don't mean that Taylor Swift is in by association.
Well, first of all, this getting off topic. I don't know about Travis at the cookout, but
bro, hold on. You saying Travis not welcome to the cookout?
I'm just, word on the street is black women ain't happy. So if they ain't happy, I'm leaving it alone.
Mm.
They ain't happy about it.
Hey,
you know,
man,
when you switch sides, when you going back and forth, they like, hey, buddy, we invited you to the cookout.
Again, hold on.
You bringing raisins in your potato salad. What are you doing?
Hold on. I'm not gonna flag that. I'm just gonna give you a warning and say this. I'm just gonna give you a warning and say this. You do realize this is a white man, right?
Yeah.
If he was black and switching back and forth, then we would have an issue.
But he invited to the cookout.
But he white though.
But he invited to the cookout.
He white.
He invited to the cookout.
And that invitation still stands. He earned that.
I know he earned that.
He earned it.
Hey.
It's his. Once you invite, unless you do something to make us rescind your invitation.
Exactly.
This don't count.
Said it, bro.
This don't count.
We was like, whoa, brother.
This don't count.
He came in where we was like, hey, who is this?
Listen, bro.
Biggest artist in the world.
If
it's not Beyonce, who is this?
She the biggest white. She the biggest white artist. Exactly. So that's why he get it. That's what I'm saying. Because I was gonna say, like, if he would have came with like Miley Cyrus, then it's like, nah.
First,
you gotta go.
Time
you gotta
Miley
go. Hey,
Cyrus
you
did
gotta
the song
go, man.
With Mike 23.
And I don't care. Everybody. She could have did a song
Mike
with Jay-Z.
23?
She could have did a song with Jay-Z. I don't care who it is. It's not happening.
It sounds like her swag surf. Now we got to relook at the flag. It sounds like her swag surf. And that's with Travis.
We done talked about this. We done talked about this. It's called
guest pass.
It's called
give him a guest pass.
Yes, it's called dating up, and that's what he. Hey, like, let's be real. That's what he did. That's what he did. If you're gonna go to that side, it better be worth. Hey, just like when a black man show up with a white woman, she better be the baddest white woman, man. We all know that. And she top. You know, there really ain't too many white women that's ahead of Taylor Swift. I mean, like, I can't think of any. You know, so so that's what I'm saying. He's still welcome.
Beyonce only went to one concert this year, and it was Taylor Swift. So
exactly, that says a lot.
That says a lot. So that says a lot.
He's still welcome. Now, can he bring her? I don't know.
Y'all gave him a guest pass. You might well let him in. You got money in, Taylor.
She just can't dance. Like, he better let her know.
She can't, so she gotta sit in the corner.
Hey, bro, I don't want to see her out there trying to Dougie. Just stop all that. Man.
So she swag surfing. Okay.
None of that. None of that. I don't want to see her. If they in Philly, she can't be doing the dreams and nightmares. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Hey, bro, it's not gonna happen.
It's coming up because if they don't make it,
it's not gonna happen.
Oh wow.
There was so right now we got the Packers and the Cowboys on.
Packers and Cowboys.
Supposed to be a game before that Bills and Steelers game, so that got moved to Monday. You know why they moved it?
I do know why they moved it, because they have been drowning in snow. Literally.
They have been, but that's not the reason though. That is the reason, but that's not the reason.
What's the reason?
They actually moved it for public safety, which is, so, you know, they and I guess you know, the president of the Bills and whoever else is in that organization have been talking with the NFL, I guess, since Thursday, and the primary concern was safety. You know, they use a lot of like sheriffs and like sheriff deputies, and you know, it's like probably 100 or so police officers that help with assisting, like routing traffic and, you know, make sure the players get on the field safe and get out of the stadium and whatnot. And they just kind of figured during the middle of a snowstorm, it would be better to have those safety officers, you know, on the streets helping people who might be stuck and things like that. So, you know, shout out to the Bills and the Steelers, man. I think that's the right thing to do. Now, they did say they're not moving it again. So I guess it's supposed to still be snowing.
It's still snowing.
It's still snowing, but hey, it's not moving again. So.
And not only is it still snowing, these Bill fans are...
Oh, they're going to be there.
They're going to be there.
They probably there now.
Off. They're going to be there drinking beer. Ain't nothing going to stop what they got going on.
Nothing at all.
They used to this, though. I know every time we get 6 inches, they get 16. If we get 16 inches, they get 30. That's so true. They used to this. And then to me, it is very interesting because this isn't necessarily a hot team like we were just saying with Miami and Kansas City. You have two teams that are used to the snow. Now, one team is obviously way better than the other. I'm not gonna go
way better. Flag on the play.
Hey, bro,
flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Are you throwing a flag on the play?
I am throwing a flag on the play. Have you seen the Bills lately? Have you seen them play lately? Way better as a
stretch. Brought in a 5-game winning streak coming into this.
Really?
Yeah.
Who they done beat though?
All right.
Exactly.
Number one. They beat the
They
boys.
beat they beat Miami.
They beat Miami.
And
They
Miami
beat the
just got beat
boys.
down.
They beat the boys.
Cowboys, there's nobody. I don't play nobody. Y'all suck.
I'll leave that alone. They beat Eagles.
Eagles again, another team that
Oh.
they beat non-contenders at this point. Don't let that record fool you now.
Hold on. Are you seeing upset here?
I'm putting the Bills on upset alert.
Are you putting them on upset alert?
Putting them on upset alert. I don't think this is gonna be as easy as they think it is, and I hope people in Buffalo.
TJ Watt is out, right?
Okay.
What do you mean?
Now is that a big?
That's a real big factor.
But see, the problem with the Bills is that don't act like that offense is just. They already don't have a top 10 defense.
That's facts.
And then the offense is most of the time it's extremely inconsistent and very shaky. So
I mean, here's the thing. Number one, you have two valid reasons here. Right. That their last 5 opponents that they have beaten hasn't been these guys.
They ain't been the best.
That will give you that. That's number one. Number two, I mean, if you really break down the Bills, it's just Josh Allen. If he shows up or not. If he show up, they in there. If he don't show up,
if the Steelers if they don't make it easy for him and they force Josh Allen to play hero ball, they can win. Granted,
but that offense is lackluster.
It is extremely lackluster.
I think me and you can go out there and at least throw one touchdown.
Or at least run it, catch it, do something.
Do something, making it somewhat exciting. Oh, did you see the dude flip over and break his neck?
The last like 2 weeks or so, I think they done kind of found their footing a bit. You got Mason Rudolph.
Jason Rudolph. I don't know who is he quarterback in this game or is it
he quarterback. It ain't Pickett. It's Mason Rudolph.
It's going Mason Rudolph.
It's going to Mason Rudolph. And Pickens is, kind of finding his footing a little bit. So if he has a monster game, you never know. I just don't think it's gonna be as easy as people think it's gonna be. So
I think we're looking at a Kansas City, Miami kind of blowout. I'm thinking
Pittsburgh is another one of those cold weather teams. Buffalo is cold weather.
It's facts.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a dog fight.
Okay, let's get some predictions in here. Are you? What are you thinking?
Score wise?
Score wise.
That's tough. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go 21-14.
21-14.
21-14 Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh 21-14.
That's my score. 14
points for Buffalo.
Extremely inconsistent. You're not hearing me. I don't think it's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be cold, snowing. I don't think it's just gonna be a shootout.
I'm going 3 field goals, 9. I'm going 17. No. I'm going 21-17 Buffalo. I'm going 21-17 Buffalo.
Nah, I don't see it.
Or 20, 27-14. But 27. Yeah, I'm sorry. What did I say?
21-17.
21-17. Yeah, 21-17 in a thriller. Just because it's snowing like crazy. If it wasn't snowing like crazy, I'll be up 30-17. But because it's snowing, I'll give them that.
You got come on, man. You got to put some respect on Mike Tomlin name, man.
Speaking of Mike Tomlin name,
do I think he's gonna get fired?
This might be the end of an era.
This is the last year of his contract. So apparently he's never been in the last year of his contract. So normally they would renew it, a couple years in advance. His plan is to, after the season, after the playoffs, is to step back, kind of reevaluate, I guess figure out if he really wants to continue coaching and if he wants to do it.
How long has he been a Steelers coach? About 20 years.
It's been
14.
I don't think it's 14. 15? It might be more than that.
More than that?
Yeah, because he's been
20s though.
He's been the coach of the Steelers probably as long as I've been in the football.
He's been since they last Super Bowl. He was the new hot coach coming through when they were when they won the Super Bowl. He was the hot young coach. So I don't know how long he's been the coach for. I can't think. I can't find it right now, but that's very interesting. I think this will be to be honest with you, I think this will be the time for him to. I think this will be the 18th. He's been there for 18 years. I think this
never had a losing season either.
Yeah, no. So I'm to me, to be honest with you, when you talk about coaches, like he is one of those coaches who to me does a tremendous job every single year just because. But this will be the time for him to leave just because of the Bill Belichick, Pete Carroll, like all these other coaches that's been coaching for like 15, 20 years. They're also moving on. So I think this will be the time for him to move on too. But I think that Pittsburgh, they would miss him before he would miss them. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. The one thing I want to say about Mike Tomlin, though, is to me, when you look at coaches, Mike Tomlin, Pete Carroll, Bill Belichick, not only are they legends, legendary coaches, but these are three of the coaches to me that do the most with the least. If you think about Pittsburgh as a team, I can only think of maybe like one run of the Steelers where they had like a truly talented team.
Exactly.
After once Roethlisberger left and AB left, and then Bell, the running back, left. The roster has just never been talented.
It has.
They've had good players, but they've never just been like a Kansas City or like a Rams where they just have like just a lot of talented players on the team like that. And to never have a losing season, man, that says something. But I don't think he should leave, and I don't think they're gonna fire him though. I think they would leave it up to him. I mean,
I think they're gonna part ways.
So the problem that I see with that is there's only so many coaches, and this has been talked about a lot. I mean, there's 5 or 6 vacancies now.
Right now,
McCarthy probably gonna get fired, so there's gonna be 7. And then
I'm not even gonna sit here and deny it like that's not gonna happen. Fire him. Right to continue.
There's only so many good coaches to go around. So you get rid of your coach, and it's like, okay, so who you gonna get now? Like who you gonna pick up now? Now there are some people that's still out there, Belichick, Mike Vrabel, and Tomlin ain't going nowhere. So and then Jim Harbaugh, but Jim Harbaugh is probably gonna go to the Chargers.
Jim Harbaugh, he definitely going to the Chargers.
And then and so if he goes to the Chargers, then they I guess the Raiders are thinking about bringing back Antonio Pierce, so he's the leading candidate for that job. So let's just say he's gonna be coaching there. The Patriots already got their coach.
They got their coach.
So
we're gonna tap back Hanson into a little bit, but continue.
So where you gonna go? Who wants to go to Washington? Who wants to go to Carolina? Like who wants to go to these teams and try to turn these franchises around?
I mean,
it's getting real small.
When you say it like that, you're right. The pickings are very slim.
It's getting very slim.
Now, you just mentioned Mike McCarthy. Fire that man as soon as ASAP. Now,
I don't want them to fire him.
Fire him.
Because if they fire Mike McCarthy and then they get Belichick, I'm gonna be so pissed, man. Like
I know that. Let me tell you why that's not gonna happen.
I hope it don't.
Hear me clearly. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I'm not delusional.
Hey, never say never.
We will never have a win. And hear me now. We will never have I don't want to say a winning culture because we do have. We won't have that special season or Super Bowl season. Unfortunately, until Jerry Jones die, because he's not gonna hire somebody that's bigger than him.
That makes sense. Although
and hiring a Mike Tomlin, hiring a Bill Belichick, those are names of Pete Carroll. Those are names that are bigger than the owner.
I would go to Seattle though.
Huh?
I just think
I can see Mike Tomlin going to Seattle.
He ain't gonna leave Pittsburgh though.
I think he'll leave Pittsburgh.
There's no why.
What do you mean why?
Why
not?
Why would you?
So
now, granted,
I will say this: leave on top instead of it happen to be a situation where it's Bill Belichick and they looking at you like, so.
Oh, instead of getting pushed out.
Yeah, because that's what happened to Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Because if they would say, if Robert Kraft would have gotten here and been like, that's our coach, we'd have been like, all right, respect, and left it at that. But we've been looking at their season like, Jesus Christ, this guy's got to get fired.
Yeah.
And the thing about Tomlin is he's winning. So the fact that they're looking at like, and I think it's one of those things where I feel like they, even though they're winning, they feel like I feel like people feel like he's lost the locker room.
Tomlin?
To me, Tomlin.
Man,
the stuff going on. Hold on, the stuff going on.
With Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
He said, but hold on though, because let me stop you right there.
Go ahead.
Do you realize nobody else is talking about that, right?
Because he didn't make it an issue.
No, that's not why. That's not it either.
Why?
Because the very next week, Kenny Pickett went and balled the hell out. So that just ended all that. You know what everybody said?
What?
Tomlin was right. And that shut all that down. So don't. That's not the reason.
I'm
He
saying
ain't
that-
lost
let
no
me say
locker
this.
room.
Winning always quiets everybody else.
It
It quiets a lot of people.
but it's not just
Well,
the
we win.
winning. He proved the point. He literally went to Pickens like, hey man, I had your back. Now it's time for you to have mine.
Give me a dub.
You need to go out there and show them why I give you the kind of leeway that I give you. And what did he do? He put up,
Coach,
and ain't nobody talked about it since.
All right, Coach, I got you. That's
exactly. That's exactly what happened. He was like, "Oh, you want it right now? 200 yards, I got you." And so no, lost the locker room, never. Mike Tomlin is.
You don't think he lost the locker room?
Not at all, man. Mike Tomlin is considered if not one of the greatest player coaches of all time. That's the one thing everybody would say about Mike Tomlin is he is a player's coach.
He is a player's coach. I'll give you that.
So he ain't lost no locker room.
Okay, let me ask you this question then, because we talked about Mike McCarthy getting fired after this. Let's just not even talk about it. But he might get fired after they lose this game. Eagles might lose their game too.
Definitely, and if the Eagles lose, they coach could be out. Also, the Bills, man, Sean McDermott.
To be honest with you, I'm ready for him to go.
Something isn't right in Buffalo, man. Something just is. It don't look right. It never looks right. It don't smell right. It's like, man, something ain't right.
And on top of that, he's fired the offensive coordinator. He's the defensive coordinator. So if they lose this game, well, first of all, that 5-game winning streak saved his job off the rip. But if they lose first round, oh yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. You shouldn't even. You should go in there like San Diego coach. Is your job secure? It is. Did they call you in that night? I think you jumped the horses there, buddy. Let's have a talk in my office here. They didn't even let him get to the locker room. But so they lose this
Bruce
game.
Staley, the coach of the former coach of the Chargers, had it coming. But see, even he had it
lost
coming.
Is the Raiders had like 60 on them?
Yeah, that was that. Yeah. The fact that he made it on the plane is like, yeah.
I think that he made it on a plane, but it was like, this is just
they should have stopped him on the field, man. They should have halftime, like, hey, like they should have called him at halftime, like, hey, if you lose this game, like don't even bother getting on the plane.
Well, first of all, I think that that situation was funny just because I think they was gonna fire him, but he ended up making it to the podium. They was gonna fire him before he got to the podium, but they was like, missed him. Let him say what he's gonna say. Your job, it is. My job is your kid.
Oh man, that's crazy.
But yeah, his job, like the Eagles,
Nick Sirianni, so that's the coach of the Eagles,
and the Bills coach,
Sean McDermott.
I think they
oh yeah, definitely.
Now that opens up for these other legendary coaches
to get some prime positions.
And then, to be honest with you, I think it's another thing. Like Bill Belichick is 70 something. Pete Carroll was 70 something. By the way, I didn't know Pete Carroll was 70 something because he
like 72.
That's what I'm saying. He moved like he 50, like he 50 and he's in his 60s. So I was really surprised when I found that he's 72.
How long can you coach though?
75. And that's pushing it, bro. 75. That's pushing it.
I guess you can coach as long as you're winning.
Nah,
because Saban is like Nick Saban is what, like 60?
No, he's 70s.
He's 72.
I think he's 70.
Jeez, man.
To me, Nick Saban, him retiring, he's 72 years old. Him retiring, I respect that.
He's seen the way the game was changing and was
I'm not dealing with this because it used to be, you want to come to Alabama? I sure do. Now you want to come to Alabama? How much y'all paying? What? I mean, how much y'all paying?
And we talked about this, man. That's the NCAA fault, man. NCAA, man, if they would have figured this out years ago, we wouldn't be in the situation that we in now. They should have been paying these players. They should have just had like a universal like payment for each position. Like this position get paid this much, this position get, and just set it that way. And if you got to increase it or whatever the case may be every year, if it go up, 5%, 10%, something like that. But they should have been did that as opposed to how it is now, where you got one player, getting $2 million a year, another player getting a scholarship.
That's facts. I mean, but You know I go though.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these players deserve. I'm not gonna give. You're not
yeah.
just because you play quarterback. You're not getting Caleb Williams money. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. Okay, it's just not happening. I don't care. And on top of that, some of the guidelines for NCAA. I think I seen something to do a 7th year senior. I'm like, nah, man, that's getting ridiculous. Like your peers is in the NFL getting money. And
yeah, I don't see how that.
You still trying to get these college, like, yeah, man. You still taking down college girls, like, yeah. We like,
yeah,
why are you here, sir?
Yeah, I don't get that either, man. I don't understand how you can go to school for 7 years.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You know, I know it's like, you know, you got the COVID year, red shirt year. I guess it's a way to add it up, man. Yeah. But why would you want to be in college for 7 years? That's crazy.
That is crazy. Now we got the Rams and the Lions playing tonight. Mm-hmm. Matt Stafford's coming back home. Real quick, I mess with Detroit. I do too. I mess with Detroit just because they don't play. They don't play around, and the coach, but they don't play around. Dan I think Matt Stafford's wife tried to get a suite. They was like, nah. They was like, nah. And she was like, what?
Rightfully
like,
so.
Nah.
Rightfully so.
And I was like, you the opponent.
I guess she feel like I helped build this building.
Yeah, she's like, I helped build it. She's like, what that got to do with that? We ain't got nothing to do with that. This is our first home game in like 30 years. No. This is not happening. So I respect them on that. And then on top of it, I think it's a bar in Detroit where they like they say, don't wear no Matt Stafford jersey here. You will be turned down at the door. Use common sense. I said, wow. Respect.
They said that?
Yeah. A bar said that, like a sign outside their door. I'm like, respect.
Jeez.
Respect. They ain't playing around. They not playing around.
NFL
Been there,
fans,
done that.
Man.
They were like, we get it. You built, this is the house you built. Now you left, you got your Super Bowl ring. Now we're here to beat you. When
it comes to like fans, NFL fans are up there with some of the craziest fans. You know, the number one would be soccer. Soccer fans never mess with a soccer fan.
They crazy.
They are crazy, man. You will lose your life messing with a soccer fan. But next up is a NFL fan. It's crazy.
You know what's funny? Okay, so by the way, this is a basketball podcast, but you know,
basketball fans are
no. Here's the thing about basketball fans. Basketball fans are
we done been at the Pfizer in the thick of it.
Yeah, like, but I guess my thing is you can't with football fans, you can say whatever to a football player if you close enough, and they not tripping. They not like get them out of here. They like they talking back. They talking crazy to you back. No matter what you say, they talking crazy. Oh, such and such, my mama. Oh, I got more money than you though. It's just it's different. It's different. Now basketball, they ain't playing. Hey, what you say? I don't like that. Disrespectful. Get them out of here. Ban them for life.
Because it's easy. It's easier to. I think it's easier to hear.
You think so?
I think that's what it is. I think it's easier to hear.
You do have to pay. You have the 50-yard line for a player to hear you.
You have to be, and they really got to be at the end zone.
The way you, how much you pay for that ticket?
Too much to be getting through out of that area.
So. I should better say whatever I want because I paid almost $10,000 for one ticket. I almost paid $10,000 without the fees.
Oh yeah, NFL tickets are ridiculous.
So yeah, I can say F your mama. I see her tonight for no reason, just because I'm drunk, and I can say that because I paid $10,000 for the seat.
Is it? But so is it with football players, man? Isn't that like trying to think of the term here, man? It's almost like. You know, so it's a bit because they football players, we expect them to just take it.
Yeah. I expect any professional athlete with
and that's not true though, because basketball players are the most sensitive athletes, man. Like,
they are.
And but with football players, you're like, man, you're a football player. You tough, just take it.
Oh, you know what? I'll give you that.
That's crazy, man. That it's like that. And it's really that is the mentality. Like, no matter you just gotta take it. But a basketball player, get them out of here and they will throw you out.
But yeah, that's true. But NFL, and the thing about NFL players is they already one tackle away from CTE and domestic violence at home. So we already know, you know, they can take it. Now, if you can't take it, they can beat you up too. That's another thing. If I had a basketball player between a basketball player and a football player, I know I can. Basketball player, I can take you. Football player, I think you're gonna hurt me for real. I think you're gonna hurt me for real. Like, I'm gonna take these pads off. We can step outside. All right, okay, sir, you got it. You got it.
Hey,
and that is. Hey, so I think that comes with the territory.
Hey, that's big facts, man. That is big. That is big facts, man. There's certain people. There's certain people, man. You know, you can talk smack to like Mike Bibby or something like that.
Yeah, LeBron James, whatever. Talk crazy.
But you ain't going up to, Ray Lewis talking crazy, man.
Nah.
Nowhere.
I don't want no problems, Ray. Ray, I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems. Because I already know you already off in the head. Already off in the head.
It's so bad, man. Ray Lewis, like, what'd you say about my mama? You turning around. Like, what? It was right, dude, right? This dude right here.
Pointing him out.
Pointing him out. No, right here. Don't duck. You picking him up. No, him right here. I didn't say it.
Now I will say it does get out of hand. Fans fighting fans. Like in Los Angeles, it get a little crazy.
Yeah.
But player fan interaction.
Football just brings out a different level of dedication, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I do want to get back though to this that Rams and Detroit game. Man, who you got?
I got the Rams.
You got the Rams?
Yeah.
Nah.
I got them.
Detroit is playing pretty good, and they in Detroit, so I'm going with the Lions.
You got the Lions?
I got the Lions.
What you got? Because I'm
probably gonna go high, man. I'm gonna go like 34-21.
I'm going 35-14.
Really?
Yeah.
For the Rams?
For the Rams. I'm going 35-14. I'm talking like they booing Stafford at the end of this game hard because they getting blew out. 35-14.
The Rams, to me, man, is a team that shouldn't even be there. They barely got in to begin with.
They did.
And they turned it around, man, and snuck into the playoffs, but
they did.
Nah.
So did the Packers, but you see what they doing.
The Packers is different though.
Why?
They the youngest team in the NFL.
Oh my God.
That matters, man. I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. Actually, I've been saying two things since the beginning of the season.
There we go.
Number one, Cowboys ain't played nobody. I don't care what you say, man. Y'all ain't played nobody.
We're 11-6.
Y'all ain't played nobody. Y'all don't never play nobody. Every year, y'all got at least. Every year, you can look at the Cowboys' schedule and pick at least 9 wins. At least 9 wins. 3 of them gonna be the Giants, Washington. Like y'all don't play nobody. So
yeah, that's 4 right there.
Y'all don't play nobody. Now the other thing too, though, is that which I've been telling you this: the Packers got their number. They've always had the Cowboys number. They just do. Some teams just match up with other teams extremely well. I don't know what it is about the Packers and the Cowboys, but
let's get into it. Go ahead.
And it could be Mike McCarthy. We know what he gonna do. We know what he thinking. He was in Green Bay for what, 10 years?
I think it's Mike McCarthy.
The Packers for some reason always have had the Cowboys number.
I want to say always. I wouldn't say always.
It's about always.
It's
just
always.
like the Bears. Do you realize that
I'm gonna tell you something how rough
Matt LaFleur ain't never lost to the Bears?
Yeah.
He's never lost to the Bears. Okay. Never.
First of all, I don't know what it is with y'all and the Bears. I feel
we
bad
could be having the worst season ever, but we gonna beat the Bears. It's crazy.
The Bears should be having the best season. They're gonna lose to the Packers. They're gonna lose to the Packers.
Some teams, man, they just match up extremely well with each other, and the Packers is one of those teams.
So, before we get into, let's get into it. No, let's wait. The Packer game is going on right now. They're up big, 27-10, third quarter. Game's not over yet. As a Dallas Cowboy fan, I got my fingers crossed. We'll see what happens.
If the Packers score again, it's over. Continue though.
I'll let that ride. That's probably true too. Eagles and Buccaneers. This should be very interesting because
AJ Brown not playing.
AJ Brown's not playing.
And Hurts
is hurt.
Hurt his finger or something.
He hurt his middle finger.
His throwing hand too.
Yeah, and then Smith is hurt, but he's playing.
Devontae Smith, man.
To me, he's been a letdown, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't say a letdown. I would say he's on a team that has a lot of talent. So I think anywhere else he would probably be a number 1 receiver. But because he's on a team that has, AJ Brown, I forgot who their tight end is, but dude is pretty good.
But I guess my thing about that is he was supposed to be the deep threat, but I don't think Jalen Hurts is that kind of quarterback.
That too,
because AJ Brown is he's a down. He's more of a third down. I need 10. I need 6.
Disappointment is strong, man.
You think so? I think to me.
But then I was also looking at a list too, man. ESPN had ranked like the top. They had ranked every college football playoff team since they started the college football playoffs. And the number 1 ranked team was the 2020 Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, he was on that. He was
on that team. That was that year he won.
Hurt. It was Tua, Hurts,
Devontae Smith. That's that year he won a Heisman.
Is it?
That's that year, and then he declared for the draft after that. But if you would have watched that game, he had like 20 yards in the first half. So he was like he was kind of like Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
How he is for Ohio State. So you call him a disappointment and kind of seeing what it might be some truth to that. Seeing what he's doing in the league now.
Just because I feel like he's a number 1 receiver. And so, you have I want to say that's a big word, or that's a harsh wording, but that's the first thing that came to my mind just because he, like you said, I didn't even think about the whole him winning the Heisman, him being top 5 draft pick or top 10 draft pick, and going into the team that he's on right now is just one of those things where like I just didn't see it. Well, it's not that I didn't see it. I just don't. Maybe they're not using him right.
That could be it.
That could be it. I think they're not using him right because Jalen Hurts is not no deep ball thrower. When he does, is not. That's why he got replaced by Tua. But that's neither here nor there. So that's my thing. But for them, them playing against the Tampa Bay, I think this is going to be another one of them games where it's going to be very surprising.
Baker Mayfield has been on a tear, and the thing about Baker Mayfield too, man, is that if you put his stats up next to a lot of other quarterbacks, like without knowing who the quarterbacks are, his stats actually
he's solid.
They solid. They measure very favorable, but people don't like Baker Mayfield.
I think it's and it's a couple commentators out here that really be getting on him.
It's something about Baker Mayfield, man.
His personality.
It's something about they don't him, like, man.
Because it gives Johnny Manziel
a little bit. You're right. To a certain extent, it do. It gives like laziness, not focus, and it's all unfair. Like it's all unwarranted. Like nobody's ever said he was lazy. Nobody ever said like he didn't work hard or had a bad work ethic. But just something about Baker Mayfield, people just do not like.
And I think because his years in Cleveland,
yeah,
he was supposed to be another quarterback, supposed to bring this team to the promised land, and he didn't deliver. And so when you have that kind of pressure on you, and then on top of that, every time you score a touchdown, you're doing TikTok dances. It's one of them things where it's like, who is this guy? Are you still doing that? It's just one of them things where like, especially when you're a white quarterback. When you're a white quarterback, you give a quick, and then that's it. And I know, yeah. I'm like, what is going on here? You in the end zone dug in with the receiver? No, I don't like this.
You see, normally I would fight you on that, but like I said, people don't like him, and that could be it, man. It kind of remind me of Cam Newton, man, when he used to do Superman, and then as soon as he started sucking, everybody was doing the Superman.
That's hilarious, but continue. It is. You're right, because everybody was doing it.
Everybody was doing it to kind of like mock him. So, yeah. And I like Cam now. I think Cam done had one of the greatest like second acts, man.
Who?
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton who?
Cam Newton, the podcaster. Cam got about he got like I think two or three different shows now on YouTube that he doing.
I thought he was just doing one, and then he
do about 2 or 3.
He because he
got his main one where he like
do one-on-one
I don't know
interviews.
what they called, and then he got another one that's called like off the grill, off the something or something. It's something like that. Or 4th and 10, or it's something like
should
that.
Should be called hats, but
4th and goal, or I think it's something like that. And where he like do a lot of football talk. So, and Cam is smart. That always tripped me out about, especially quarterbacks. To me, you know, which is why you always see him commentate afterwards.
Mhm.
By the way, somebody said Belichick should do TV.
No.
I'm like, Bill Belichick? But you know what I seen Bill Belichick. This was for like NFL honors for like the 100th anniversary or something
Mhm.
like that, or however long, 75th, 100th anniversary, where he was like actually talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he talked numbers.
No, he was talking though, like not
engaging.
like grumpy, engaging, like not like grumpy, like post conference talking, like actual like talking, and it wasn't that bad. It's like, oh, okay. So I forgot about that. That makes sense, but yeah, quarterbacks. That's why you see a lot of them do, you know, commentating and things like that. Because, and I probably sent you a few clips as well. Like Cam, could he play in this in the NFL today? Maybe.
No.
Maybe. I don't want to count him out. I said maybe.
Come on, him and RG3.
But there's no. You remember RG3 with exactly. when he was with the? Yeah, a lot of people calling me. Are they Robert? Exactly. Are they?
Exactly. Nobody's calling.
Nobody calling you Robert. Stop.
Nobody's calling you Robert. And then when I think Cam said, like he's still.
He said, but the one thing that he did say was that he's too big to be a backup, and there was some truth to that. He would be too much of a distraction. Every time the quarterback would be, you know, every time the quarterback would be playing bad, they would be you putting Cam in, you putting Cam in, you putting Cam in. So he does it. He's not like backup material, which sounds crazy, but it made sense.
If you had said, the thing about it is, if your presence is not backup material, because your presence is not backup material, but your play is backup material,
you got a problem. Hey, for sure.
Exactly. So
you see
right.
at home.
You putting in Cam? No.
You see sitting at home.
Exactly.
But what I was gonna say is that extremely intelligent. Like if you listen to Cam talk, extremely intelligent, like knows football, which what I was gonna say, just to kind of wrap that up, is that you see these guys, man, that just are very cerebral. Like, and you have to be a quarterback, but just because you know it is one thing to actually go out and do it. So I always find that to be extremely interesting. Like you get a lot of guys.
Tony Romo good.
True. Tony Romo, oh yeah, for sure. Tony Romo knew the game. Now doing it, you know, he left a lot to be desired, but he knew what he knew it though.
Yeah.
But doing it and knowing it. So like Patrick Mahomes is one of those guys who
can do
it. He knows it and can do it to the highest level. Yeah. And you've seen the type of success that he's had. Also, by the way,
also don't want to see him talking.
While we on the subject, how much you think that helmet is gonna go for? Because you know he either kept it or gonna auction it off.
So it's funny thing you brought the helmet up. I didn't know this, but Patrick Mahomes, privilege, has a microwavable box that he puts his helmet in.
So it's always warm.
Yeah, so it's always warm compared to other players where it's
helmet
cold.
Ice cold.
Exactly. I didn't know that. I was like, damn, must be nice.
Now listen, bro. I wouldn't say privilege. What I will say is this: you got 2 microwavable boxes, or if let's say you only got one, you want the quarterback who. Or who you want the quarterback who needs everything that he can get, man, to have an advantage against a defense, or you want the kicker with his helmet warm. Like I mean,
compared to the kicker,
who you gonna give it to?
My thing about this is
who else would you give it to?
It's just for Patrick Mahomes, though.
Who else would you give it to?
Sidelines. Let me get that.
Hey, listen, bro.
Put this up in there.
If
I'm Chris Johnson,
if you was
defense,
listen, bro, listen,
hey, put this up in
listen. If you was an offensive lineman, right, and Patrick Mahomes needed you to warm him up, like hold him every like time the defense, like a baby, every time if it meant y'all was gonna win that game, you would be cradling that man every time y'all on the bench. If it meant y'all was gonna win that game.
I just want to say this: Patrick Mahomes White is sitting next to Taylor Swift every single game for a reason. I get it.
Hey,
I get it.
She been waiting on that.
But
hey, she been waiting on it.
No, she been waiting on it. She been saving her a seat. Girl, I've been waiting for you to come here. Get out the way, Kelsey Mama.
Hey.
I've been waiting for you.
Yeah. Bring that camera right over here. She been waiting to get her shine, man.
Now it's only bad that the baby was up in there. It's just a whole lot going on over there. But anyway,
you're gonna do whatever.
That cracked helmet. Well, that's gotta be worth.
Gotta be worth. If they win, like
well, You think it's garbage?
No, I don't think it's garbage. I think it's worth.
You think the equipment manager got it?
I think Patrick got it. Somebody got it.
I don't think Patrick got it.
Patrick got it.
You think Patrick got it?
Yeah, I think Patrick got it.
Why would he have that?
It's a cracked helmet for a game that they won on national TV. Everybody was talking about it.
They was.
It's memorabilia, and they won the game.
They won the Super Bowl. Relax.
That's true. Now, if we win the Super Bowl,
crazy.
But still,
$1 million.
It's the fourth or fifth coldest game of all time.
It is.
Cracked helmet.
It is.
Something that never has happened will probably never happen again.
They had to build him a helmet on the sideline.
It only happened because
it was
why are you out here cold?
Yeah.
It was like if you expose your face for 10 seconds, now you got hypothermia cold. Like
I think what's it called? They had that on his mustache for at least 2 days. He still got
that. Them ice chips. Oh, it's still there. It's still there. Now, in order for that to freeze, it has to be moisture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that snot? I think it was snot.
Oh, it definitely probably was. Mixture.
It's a little disgusting, right? Because I looked at it and was like, what dried though? Because it wasn't water.
It's true.
It had to be snot.
I'm talking about, brother. Are you saying it's an all snot mustache?
It has something. There has to be moisture. It has something. Has to
snot.
Sweat.
Yeah, sweat. Snot.
Nah. If it was like on the side of his face, like his hair, because you're gonna sweat down. You don't sweat on your stash.
Oh my god, I was trying to give him some leeway. It's fun on your nose.
Bro,
I can't. I refuse to believe it's just all snot. I refuse.
Okay. Hey, nobody clarified.
They didn't.
Nobody clarified.
I don't think anybody's gonna ask me either. Is that all snot?
Oh, more than likely.
Big Red.
You let it go though. You let it go because it's cold.
Facts.
There was a lot of things going on in that field that.
That I don't.
You let it go because it's cold.
Him cracking his helmet, which I've never seen ever, is just ridiculous. But Eagles, Tampa Bay. Who you got? I mean, what you got score wise?
I got the Eagles, and I'm gonna go 28-24.
Ooh, I'm going Tampa 35. I'm going Tampa 30. No, I'm going Tampa 27-24.
Hearing that score, man,
at the buzzer
pisses me off. Do you know why that's 28-24 pisses me off, bro?
Why?
Because that's the score that you used to beat me for the college football national championship. No. I want to change my score now. You know, man, when for y'all, for those of y'all don't know, man, we just, a gentleman's bet, nothing crazy. Mm-hmm. College football national championship, pick the team, pick the score. Whoever won, got like $20 or whatnot. And I picked what did I do? I did I did 27-21.
You did 27.
I did 27-21. And then this man does 28-24.
Yeah.
And then
my score.
That was not your score.
That was my score.
That was not your score.
Right. That's my score.
Now I will say this. Mm-hmm. Anybody that watched college football, that was their score. Like you kind of knew. You kind of knew, man, which way the game was gonna go. But yeah, and then anybody that watched the college football national championship, Penix threw that interception at the end of the game. They almost ran it back and then scored on the next play, and that's how I lost $20.
Oh yeah, that is how I got my score. I was so happy about that when he was funny. I was like, "Run it back, go,
bro!" And the whole time I'm screaming, "Tackle him!" Or I'm like, "Just go down." I'm like, "Go down, go down, go down."
I thought he was gonna go down, but he didn't. I was like, "Go all the way to the house. This is college football. Run that score up."
Anyways. But yeah,
so
yeah, I'm gonna go 28-24 Philly. I just don't see the Buccaneers beating.
I do. Unfortunately, I see.
Where are they at? Are they in? They in Tampa?
Yeah, they in Tampa. I forgot about that.
Jesus, man.
Really quickly,
dude. The Eagles was 10-1.
I know.
First team ever to be 10-1 and not win 12 games.
Really?
Yes. They were 10-1 with like 7 games to go.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. First team ever to be 10-1 and not win 12 games.
Man, they did go 11-6.
Crazy.
Wow.
What?
Now we went
through the games,
reviewed the games, predicted scores. Who you got for
Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. I want
NFC,
NFC,
AFC.
AFC team. Final score.
So to me, football, right? I always feel like football balances itself out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the best teams usually are gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though you might have a situation where, like, you know, a lower seed is gonna beat a higher seed and whatnot, that lower seed team, the chance of them like actually running a gauntlet is unlikely. But my prediction for the Super Bowl is gonna be the teams that I think everybody thinks is gonna be in the Super Bowl: the Ravens and the Niners.
Really?
That's who I'm thinking.
Who you got?
If it's the Raven, if everybody on the Ravens are healthy, I'm going with the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
If Lamar's hurt, if you know, like the team is banged up, then the Niners. But if everybody on the Ravens is healthy, yeah, I'm going Ravens.
I think this is. I'm really torn, to be really honest with you, because on one hand, I don't like Purdy. On the other hand, I believe that San Francisco would be repeating as Super Bowl champs if they had last year. If they had Purdy, I think they would have won it last year. And I think this is their best opportunity. This is their window to win it. I think every team has a window. Like, this is their window. And the only thing that's been stopping the 49ers is injuries. Now, the NFC is weird because I feel like if the Rams play the 49ers again, we could be looking at a very entertaining squad. I mean, a very entertaining game. But I also feel like on the AFC side, something about Baltimore and the weather is going to fumble them up, because I feel like they got it, because Baltimore is going to be cold. Buffalo,
they're a cold weather team though.
They are they though?
Baltimore?
Yeah. Just because they play in cold weather, are they a cold weather team?
Any team that plays in cold weather is default a cold weather team though.
Are they? Are they?
You know what though? It's funny that you say that, because you know what I was thinking about?
What?
If this game, like the Cowboys and the Packers game, if this would have been in Lambeau, Packers would be getting their butts kicked.
Think so?
We are the worst cold weather team for us to be a cold weather team. So I will give you that.
But I guess I say that because Lamar Jackson can't do all that stuff he's doing when it get cold out there like that. And then to me, like, we hate Kansas City for a reason, because when it comes to playoff time,
they another level, man.
It's on another level. All of a sudden, these receivers catching balls. Kelsey in there for the tight, quick 15. And then you got the receivers catching balls and stuff like that. I'm like, how y'all catching balls now?
Then Patrick Mahomes looking like he in the Super Bowl again.
Exactly. He's looking like MVP. So I'm gonna throw a whim out here and go Kansas City versus San Francisco. And I'm going San Francisco 23-16.
If it's not the Ravens, then by default, it's anybody that can beat Kansas City for me.
Anybody?
Anybody. I don't care who it is.
It's just based off your hatred for Kansas City.
That is correct. I don't care who I don't care who they playing, man. I don't care.
Now, on one point, I get it. I'm with you. Actually, I'm pretty much with you on that. Now, but again, betting house money here. I think, like I said before, I think I told this after the season. Even when they was losing, I was like, look, Kansas City make it to the playoffs, it's trouble. And to be honest with you, if I don't even think Patrick Mahomes has to win the Super Bowl. I think he's just making it. Then I'm really gonna not like him, because then he on some LeBron. Then he on some LeBron stuff, because then I can't be beat. I don't care where as long as I make it to the playoffs, I can't be beat. I'm not worried about nothing. Then that's what we looking at, and I'm just like, oh, you serious right now? It's ridiculous. So, but yeah, I'm thinking Kansas City, San Francisco.
taking it.
San Francisco taking it 23. 6. What does it say? 14? No, so I said 16. Yeah, 23-16.
Think gonna be a low scoring game.
Yeah, I think Kansas City got some good defense, but I think they have some good defense, but it's hard for me to judge their defense off of playing Miami in Kansas City when it was that cold. So to me, it's hard to. But again, they're kind of built. To me, if it comes down to Baltimore and Kansas City, I feel like Kansas City is more of a winter team than Baltimore is, because you're not fast and when it's below zero outside. You're just not. And like they running game, I think they showed all facets of their game when they beat Miami. The running game, he didn't have to really throw that many passes like that.
It's too damn cold.
It was too cold. So it's just something about Kansas City when they played. I was just like, they're going back to the dance.
Who's your MVP?
McCaffrey.
Really?
Yeah.
He ain't got a chance, man.
What do you mean he ain't got a? Are you talking about Super Bowl MVP?
No, just MVP.
Are you talking about league MVP?
League MVP.
Oh, Lamar Jackson.
Hands down.
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's getting another MVP trophy.
Yeah.
And he'll probably get Madden cover, and
Has he been?
Yeah.
He been on Madden before?
Yeah. It was Madden 20. The year he won MVP.
Was it slick? It must not have been a slick cover.
It was. It wasn't.
I don't remember
it. It was all right. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that. The slickest cover has been was, to me, in the last probably like 5 or 6 years, the slickest cover was the one now with Josh Allen.
That's been the slickest cover for a while.
That was the slickest cover.
Madden keeps it
trash. They had that one with Brady and I think Mahomes was on it. That was trash.
Was it?
It was a yes.
It was
a joint,
duel?
It was a joint cover with Brady and Mahomes. Trash. But they had them like looking down. It just was bad. Like,
I don't know. With football, it's hard to get a good.
They figured it out with Josh Allen.
They figured it out with Josh Allen.
But you know what though? Josh Allen is a different type of dude, man. So he like Josh Allen like a linebacker playing quarterback.
That's true. But yeah, my MVP is definitely Lamar Jackson, just because they beat San Francisco. If they hadn't beat San Francisco, they'd probably be Purdy. But I thought you were talking about my Super Bowl MVP.
No. And you're right though. If they didn't beat San Francisco, I probably would have.
I don't like Purdy.
I like Purdy, man. I like Purdy. I don't know I don't understand the hate for Purdy.
You know what it is. You know why it's the hate.
I don't.
Bro, you know exactly why it's the hate.
Why?
Because I could sit back there and be quarterback. That's why it's the hate. It doesn't change.
What did we just finish talking about? It's one thing to know it, to know the stuff. It's another thing to execute it.
But this is my thing.
Executes it.
I've never seen a quarterback in the perfect situation. You're in the perfect situation. You got blocking, you got receivers, you got playmakers, you got a running back, you got good defense. Like, you're in the perfect situation. So that's why he's getting all the flack. And that's why I sit back there and be like, Kilo, give me 2 touchdowns. No problem. And then on top of that, give McCaffrey the ball to run in for the end zone. You know what? I can do that. You tell me you couldn't do that? You couldn't throw 2-3 pitches and some perfect passes when you got all day back there. And Debo crossed the middle. Why not? And then on top of that, I done got Debo the ball already. Go D, Aku, go D. Yeah, go, keep going. I got time back there. Take your time.
Again,
he's back there making sandwiches. It's just a lot. It's just a perfect situation, and that's why he gets the hate, and you know it.
On Facebook, like
exactly, checking his status,
like,
going checking his dating
Twitter,
app.
like
Swipe right, left, out of here, left, and then on top of it, ain't like he out here doing stuff. But yeah, that's why all the hate against him. But yeah, that's why I'm thinking MVP. But I just don't. Something about Baltimore, I can't just give it. I just can't give it to him. I don't know why. I just can't give it to him.
That's crazy, man. Baltimore, Patriots, Steelers, Packers. So those would be my favorite teams, man. Always been a big Baltimore fan. I like Baltimore. I like the culture.
I like Mark.
Like
Yeah,
the
that's true.
Steelers, of course. Mike Tomlin, like the Patriots. Less so now that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady gone.
I was just about to ask you. I forgot you are Bill Belichick, Tom Brady. First of all, the discussion of us, who is it? Who is it? Who is it? We've answered that question. It was all Tom. It was Tom, bro. It was Tom. Was it Belichick or Tom? That question is answered. The question has been answered.
The one thing about the Patriots though is that they like reloaded every year.
They did.
So just think about that for a minute. And a lot of that was Bill Belichick. He was GM, he was coach, like coordinator, like he, and they had some pretty good offensive defense coordinators, but they reloaded every year.
But they reloaded for a reason though.
So
I know I'm going back to the dance.
That's not the point. It's tough to do that.
Go ahead.
It's tough to do that. So, it's tough to reload every year.
It is tough to reload every year, but I think a lot of the reloading had to do with Tom Brady. I know I'm going back to the ship. If I'm not going back to the ship, I'm at least going back to the AFC Championship. I know that for a fact. And unless something happens, they make it goes wrong. So that's my thing. And but now we've entered this. We're entering this new era in New England with Mayo. How you?
So we were supposed to double back to that. I'll be honest. I haven't heard a lot about him, and for a little bit I did hear was, Belichick apparently had this plan. This was already kind of, it was in his contract. So when I hear stuff like that, and I guess dude's been loyal. He's probably turned down other opportunities to go to other places because he knew at some point he was going to take over for Belichick. But man, just like how everybody fleeing the ship over in Alabama now.
Mm-hmm. You see Patriots going through some rough times.
I see a franchise that, and don't kill me, people in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all let Belichick kind of run it into the ground, man. And I love Belichick, man, but let's just be honest here, man. Y'all let this man, y'all kind of let this man run that franchise into the ground, man. Too much control, man. Too much doing what he want to do. Belichick was in there doing stuff ain't never been done in the NFL. Like, I'm not gonna have no coordinators. They just gonna be coaches, and like I got all the title. Like, it's like, dog, I don't know what's going on over there in New England, man. And
I think that is funny because I think if you take away the GM part, you're good to go. But
there's nothing there though.
But you was too deep. You was too deep,
dude. I'm gonna have to. Don't make me pull up their roster. They got Bailey Zappi.
At quarterback.
They got Mac Jones. Mm-hmm. And who else? Zeke Elliott. Who they receivers?
I don't know who they receivers.
No, like there's nothing there. That is a depleted franchise, man. Like there's nothing there. Now they do have though the 3rd overall draft pick. So, I think it's like pretty much assured that they're gonna draft a quarterback.
They're definitely gonna draft a quarterback.
So it's a rebuild. They're gonna be starting over from scratch, and
I'm intrigued, but it is gonna
really.
I'm intrigued because seeing historical franchises start from the bottom, because you are starting from the bottom.
Oh, I guess I see what you're saying. Like watching somebody build something.
Yeah, because we weren't old enough
when they started.
When they started this, I remember when they put in
that was 20 years ago.
Tom Brady. I remember they put in Tom Brady because he what's it called? Got hurt. Drew Bledsoe got hurt.
I wasn't even watching football.
And they put in Tom Brady. And I was like, who is this?
Man, when Tom Brady went in the game, I was like 15 or 14.
Yeah, I was barely watching. I wasn't
watching it at all.
Matter of fact, it was a Dallas Cowboy game. I was like, oh, okay. All right. But I wasn't grasping what was going on. It was just like, oh, okay, whatever. But now so I'm interested to see where is this gonna go. I think another thing is Bill Belichick, his next step, because he said he wants to coach. I don't know if he can coach in today's NFL, to be really honest with you.
I don't. Did you hear that that article that came out about the Kraft family? You know, they the family that own the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
How they didn't even know
some of the rules
now when it comes to drafting, and because Belichick just I got it. Don't worry, I got it.
And they
like NFL passing out these books every year. No, I don't read it. I got it.
Yeah, they're like,
all right, okay. So
that's why I'm surprised they had not a coach that fast, but because they would have had to go through the whole process of you have to hire an interview. I forgot the rule called, but you have to at least interview a black coach. I can't think of
the Rooney Rule.
Yeah, so they probably didn't know nothing about that. It just so happened their next coach will be black. It just so happened. Like, this is a rule,
and that's crazy too, because they won't get in no trouble for that either.
They won't.
Normally, like if any other team would have just hired like a coach right out the gate like that, the NFL would be up their butt so tough, man. But because they hired a black coach, it's nothing.
Pretty much, they're like, oh,
there's nothing because there's no rule that say you have to interview a white coach, but there's rules that say you got to interview a black coach. That's crazy, man.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
All right, before we get up out of here,
you want to talk a little basketball, bro?
No.
Okay.
Hey
man,
I was gonna bring up the Cowboys are probably about to lose.
I mean, probably. You holding on, huh?
First of all, we still got 15 minutes to play.
Bro, it's 41-16. Right. How much higher do you want?
All right. Okay.
I mean, y'all getting beat down. Okay. Like how much worse do you want it to be?
A little bit more. Okay, so we're looking at Mike McCarthy. Is this it for him?
It's tough. I think, everybody knows Jerry Jones. I hate the Cowboys, and I know Jerry Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones know he's finna die in the next probably 5 years. I'd give Jerry Jones a good another 5 years.
Nah, he's a billionaire, 10.
You do got to give him that billionaire, that extra. Anything with a billionaire do get extra points.
They do.
They do get extra points. So you're right. You do double that. So let's say you're around for another 10 years. He wants to win now. And Mike McCarthy has, and that's crazy, man, is that he hasn't had a losing season, I don't think, in Dallas. And I believe they made the playoffs every year.
We made the playoffs every year. We would have won our division quite a couple times.
Every time, but
it's one of the things where like you can't.
But you lose every.
And to be really honest with you, if the game had been closer, if it's like 20, if the game was,
if you lose on a field goal,
losing a field goal last second, or something happens where it could have went either way,
or you in Green Bay and you like, man, it's cold as hell out here, and we a dome team, we ain't used to this.
Yeah, I can let that ride. Or let's just say, for instance, we had lost that Detroit game, and now we in the wild card, like in the 6th seed or something like that. Then I'll be like, all right, cool. But we are the number 3 seed, and we losing to the Green Bay Packers, who shouldn't even be here, and we losing big time. Yes, you should be fired.
So who you gonna pick up?
Bill Belichick. I'm not, like I said, I ain't no fool. I'm not delusional. My owner's racist. It's not gonna be Tomlin. It's not gonna be Tomlin.
Of course not. Tomlin gonna stay in Pittsburgh.
He's not gonna stay in Pittsburgh.
You want to bet on this?
I don't want to bet on this. I just don't care.
I am confident he's staying in Pittsburgh.
Look, I'll say this. If he stays in Pittsburgh, that means there's nothing else available.
Where else would he go?
That's what I'm saying.
Just went through. Where you gonna go? Okay, I want to be here.
Philly gonna lose. Buffalo.
They not lose. Okay. So Miami just lost. They not gonna fire Mike McDaniels.
They good.
He good.
If
the Lions lose, they ain't firing Dan Campbell. He good. Okay. So then
Tampa, he good. But let's say Philly lose. That's up there.
Nick Sirianni.
That's up in the air, but I think he good. But it's still up in the air.
Okay. And then you got the I would say the team that is probably Buffalo. If Buffalo loses,
I can see that.
If Buffalo loses, I can see
Buffalo.
Yeah, possibly.
I can see Bill Belichick in Buffalo.
If you line up all the teams of teams that got coaches now that won't have coaches, so if we looking at like the Cowboys, Eagles, and the Bills, to me, you know, if you can't get in Dallas, then yeah, I would go Buffalo. If I had to choose between Buffalo or Philly, I'll go Buffalo.
I would definitely go Buffalo.
Even though Philly to me has more talent.
They got a ton of talent.
But I like Josh Allen though.
That's what I'm saying.
I just like Josh Allen.
I like Josh Allen, and I like that they're already like their defense is already established. So they just and Bill Belichick is a defensive coach, so they just probably gonna be the best defense in the league. And we can hire our offensive coordinator, which isn't his forte, but they already have a GM. So it's one of those things where like, okay, I can see this fitting like a glove. Now Dallas, it's not gonna happen. As much as Dallas fans, don't get me wrong here, I would love for it to be Bill Belichick. I just don't see it happening because his name is bigger than Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones wants all the credit. That's what that's what billionaires do. They want all the credit. I put this team together. I hired this coach. Yeah, we're a winner. So, and then on top of that, I heard Quinn is getting calls for a head coaching job.
Why did I forget about Atlanta?
And he probably going back to Atlanta.
Dan Quinn?
Yeah. I can see him going to Atlanta or Washington.
That would be stupid to keep the goal. Dan Quinn to me is all right. He's not. There's bigger coaches out there. You know, once Harbaugh go to the Chargers, then you know.
By the way, they better get him too.
Who, the Chargers?
Yeah, they better get Harbaugh.
They first up. He interviewing with him. He interviewing with the Chargers first, so they got the first crack at it.
I'm saying they better lock it down.
I don't like Justin Herbert though. And I would think Harbaugh will look at that and go, I can do something with this. Me personally, I don't like Justin Herbert.
I just don't see the hype as much as everybody else. And I think me and you talked about that before.
I don't see it either. I've never seen it.
I see him being a good quarterback. I just don't see him being
a winner.
That too. But I don't see him being like the best quarterback as far as like in the league right now.
Not even close. And then when you line his stats up against other quarterbacks, like there's a lot of caping that going for Justin Herbert. And it's like when you but then every season, it's like, you know, he's middle of the road. I don't think he's ever led anything. Middle of the pack, you know, 15 out of 32. Like, I just don't, I don't know. I don't see it. He's one of those quarterbacks where it's like, he ain't good. I guess he ain't going to lose you the game, but he ain't going to win it either.
That's true.
And see,
I would like to see him in a better situation. That's my thing. I would just like to see him in a better situation. That's all. If a lot of quarterbacks aren't in really good situations, I would like to see him in a better situation. So that's my only thing about him. You asked me, I'm gonna ask you before we get up out of here. Who is your I think you said Lamar Jackson your MVP, right?
Definitely, hands down. Not even close.
Now I gave you a Super Bowl MVP. Who's your Super Bowl MVP?
So I guess it would depend on the teams. If it's Ravens and Niners, Lamar all the way. Lamar is gonna make or break that team.
That's true.
So you know, as we get closer to the Super Bowl, ask me again once you know it starts to solidify. But if it's Lamar and the Ravens,
now I will give you this. Super Bowl, one good play and they'll give it to, you know.
Facts. But who was that for the Patriots? But he didn't win though, right?
Yeah, he did.
He won that?
He won it.
They gave him a truck or something, right? Or no, see, I don't think he won that. Did he?
Yes, he got the interception at the goal line. He won MVP.
Damn. Why do I feel like he didn't though? But I feel like somebody gave him a truck. I feel like Tom Brady gave him a truck or something. Like I feel like Tom Brady won. Yeah. I feel like Tom Brady won, but Tom Brady gave him the truck though. That the MVP won.
What was that?
Nah, dude.
I could have swore it was him.
That I can't even tell you.
What Super Bowl was that? He won it 5 times.
Malcolm Butler won 5 Super Bowls?
Who?
That's Malcolm Butler.
He won 5 Super Bowls?
No, you said he won it 5 times.
Did he win MVP?
I don't think he did. Let me see. Yeah, I think they yeah, Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, but he gave him the truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's what happened.
That's messed up.
It ain't crazy now. One play.
Okay, well, remember who's that guy that caught that the Giants receiver who caught that NFL? He caught that pass on his helmet.
He probably was balling though.
He wasn't balling. He was not.
Malcolm Butler got benched, I think, the next season.
Oh yeah, he was trash after that.
So
I think he got traded. He got cut. He was horrible after that.
So I mean that Giants receiver, I know you talking about. I can't think of his name. He was probably balling that game though. I hate the Giants too though.
I can see that. So this has been another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. First of all, I want to thank my brother Kilo for coming through and helping me out.
Always.
Due to one of my co-hosts having COVID, the other one having something better to do. That's neither here nor there. And also shout out to Tone, the producer, if I can find him. Anyways, but yeah, so shout out to those two people coming through. This has been another episode of 94 Feet Podcast. Next week we'll be back talking basketball. But until then, you can always catch us on Spotify, all those stuff. You can catch us on
Spotify.
Here we go. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, and SoundCloud. You can also catch us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and eventually TikTok. Agree with us? Probably not. This is the 94 Feet Podcast presenting Flag on the Play. Peace.